the shocking part for me was just hearing the word cancer.
A routine doctor's appointment would end up in devastating news. I have breast cancer.
Your wife goes to doctor's appointment, or yourself or whoever, you were hoping to get a good report, but we didn't get that.
I remember asking God? Why us? Why Brenda? Why our family? And why now?
Cancer is one thing, but and then the next breath we find out that it was triple negative, which is one of the worst cases of cancers there is.
My heart sank. I couldn't find any reference to curability. That amped it up even more. My fears, my concerns.
As we found out more, and that, triple negative is one of the worst cancers there is in breast cancer. Like I say, there's only a 5% people that get it, and it's not a high survival rate for it.
Brenda sought a second opinion and was surprised to find hope from her oncologist, Dr. Shipley.
I told her that the Savior is the healer. Man is not. Man's just the vessel. And that if she puts all her hope in Jesus Christ, the healer, he already died on the cross for her. And then we need to start thanking him for her healing.
You could just feel the presence of God, even in a cancer center in her office there. And that was not just a good feeling, that was, it's like God had placed us there.
Before Brenda began 16 treatments of an aggressive chemotherapy, she prepared herself for the battle.
I'm so grateful that when I have this time with the Lord, he gives me tactics that's going to help me in this fight. Today, the fight is on.
She said, off with the hair. I don't want to see hair in the sink. I don't want to see it on the floor in my bed and with the chemo treatments. And that, to me, it let me know that she's ready to hit this. We are ready to hit this.
I think her being able to see the effects of an attack, she wanted to be prepared to take that on. Why not say, if you're going to take it or try to take it, I'll beat you to it. It'll be in the garbage before it's in your hands. That made me proud.
While Anthony had originally made the video for their family, Brenda felt God calling her to post it online.
So whenever my stepbrother, uploaded that, of just our experiences of going through a haircutting party, it was such a ripple effect throughout the community, throughout our family and friends, and then onward from there. And at that point, I knew, between the doctor being a Christian, this going viral, so to speak, we knew 100% that God had his hand in this.
There were people that reached out to her that she had never met. There were groups. Thank God for the groups that prayed.
There were so many people that responded, and just like overnight. And then, of course, all the people, at that point too, we had already had praying nationally and internationally. All of our friends, family, pastors.
After Brenda received her first treatment, she immediately knew she was healed.
She told me during that treatment, she felt a sharp strike to the exact area that they had found a spot on her breastbone. I'm healed. She spoke it.
She went through 4 treatments. She wanted to get an ultrasound because we could no longer locate the breast mass at all. She went and received an ultrasound. She was there for a very long time because they could no longer locate the mass.
Even the doctors were blown away. That's a true definition of a miracle. A miracle had just taken place.
He looked at her and he said, ma'am, he says, as if I would have never known you ever, he said, it's like you've never had cancer in your body. He said, I can't find anything.
I found out that they couldn't find anything. Well, of course, I'm celebrating.
Brenda didn't have to go back for any more treatment. She was healed, and healed from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head. And the celebrations at that point definitely began.
Oh, when I heard the news that her breast mass was gone, then I knew that God healed her, and so did she. She had decreed and declared it from day one that she was going to put her hands in the Lord, and I was just going to be his vessel.
I'm so grateful that God healed my body. When I read Psalms, and I love Psalms, those are encounters with God. And I had an encounter that has just changed my life. I feel differently when I pray for people. A lot of times, we think if someone's having a hardship or whatever, that's just kind of almost a cliche thing to say is, I'll pray for you. That's different for me now.
If a patient doesn't have any hope, then they won't live for anything. Prayer changes things, that's the truth.
All we need to do during all this was to pray.
The doctor said it's as if it was never there. I said, Lord, what would you have me tell the people? And he said, tell them that's how I forgive. It's as if it never happened.